Welcome back. Well, Thanksgiving is supposed to be a wonderful time with family and friends, but it can also end up being pretty stressful. The cooking, the cleaning, the hosting, even maybe hanging out with some family members that you don't necessarily want to hang out with. It's all part of the holidays. Joining us today is Michelle Esri with Full Well Neurofeedback and Counseling live in Hoover, and she joins us now with some tips to help us de-stress. Hey, Michelle, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good to see you, Claire.
Good to see you too. All right, so first of all, I touched on some things that can make the holidays pretty hectic, maybe just from my personal experience, but what do you see? What can really pile on and make the holidays and this experience pretty stressful?
A lot of what makes things stressful is the expectations that we place on ourselves or that we feel like are placed on us. And sometimes those are very real expectations somebody else has placed on us. Sometimes they are things that we just believe we should do, or a way that we should behave, or all of the places we should go and all of the people we should see. And so a lot of those shoulds will start to pile up on us, and we can start to feel pretty a lot of stress, right? Like there are a lot of things that we can do. We can see people, we can go to places, we can do things. I know in my own life, we have family expectations. We have all the stuff in the school year and with sports leading up into it. It fills our time. And so it's really easy to, between family and friends and the holiday, feel a little bit squished in the pressure.
All right. So you have a graphic to help our viewers that I want to go ahead and show here right now. Let's talk about some of these things that can help us de-stress.
Yeah, all of these are just ideas. So they are not, this is not prescriptive. I'm not going to say, hey, if you listen to music, you are going to have an incredible holiday and not be stressed at all. But there are a lot of things you can try to reduce some of your stress. Some of the things on here are for you personally, some are for you to engage with your family and friends. So things like cook your favorite meal. You could do that with somebody or you could do that on your own. Another one on here is make a meal together with a family member or friend, right? Like that's a really great interactive thing you can do with someone, whether it's your grandmother that you don't get to see much, or whether it's your child that you really want to show how to cook. You can engage with somebody through making food. And that's something that Thanksgiving is certainly centers around food. So the idea of doing that. Listening to music in the mood you want to experience, that's one of the things on here. I think one of the things we can do when we're feeling stressed is listen to things or watch shows or something like that that feels stressful also. Think about what do you want to be experiencing and maybe put on music with that mood, right? Like I have a chill mix that I'll put on when I really want to sort of de-stress a little bit, and it puts me in a better mood. It relaxes some of my stress. Other things, go for a walk. If you need to get out of the house for whatever reason, maybe because it's full of people or maybe because it's full of things you should be doing, going for a walk is one of the best ways to de-stress for a lot of reasons. It's physical activity, sunshine if it's nice outside, clear your head, take a deep breathing break or a mindfulness exercise that you want to try. Do creative things like make and decorate with fall themes, like make decorations. You could do fun activities, like if you aren't joining a fun run, maybe create your own version, invite a few friends to run with you or run yourself, host a potluck challenge, or create a gratitude jar or wall of thanks. Those are really fun creative ideas, ways for you to collect with other people, share gratitude ideas. You can look either of those up online. I personally really love the idea of sending people texts with why you're grateful for them. It's kind of an excuse to do the thing that really has the potential to build that community. Go to a fall festival. And then another thing to consider is delegating tasks or simplifying your meal. That's on that far side over there. There are things you don't have to do by yourself, and it can be really hard sometimes to say, okay, you know what, other people can join with me in this, and that actually can bring people together over the holidays and take some of the stress off of your shoulders. Simplifying Thanksgiving, maybe it's okay if you don't have 5 versions of cranberry and you just go for 1 or 2, things like that.
I love that. When I first saw this, I thought of like a bingo card, and I thought this might be a good tool to pull out if you're stressed in any moment during Thanksgiving week, and start playing bingo on it and say, okay, even if it's not 5 in a row, do 4 in a row. See if you can get 4 in a row and see if it'll help you de-stress a little bit. And then the other thing I thought about is possibly like maybe cutting up these little squares and putting them into a jar. And if you're stressed, you know, pull one out and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And I think you've got that on there, maybe like the gratitude jar type thing. But, you know, just different ways to sort of try to relax during the holidays, right?
Absolutely. I love both of those ideas. Either playing this as a bingo card, maybe doing one thing a day, or pulling out ideas, or coming up with your own, right? Like if you like this kind of thing, create your own version of this. Put a bunch of ideas in a jar and pull one out and say, okay, you know what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to deep breathe for 5 minutes and then go for a walk, or I'm going to have my favorite hot tea or hot cider because it feels like fall. You know, whatever it is, you can choose things that you know will help you de-stress.
I love that. Well, Michelle, we certainly appreciate you joining us every week and love these tips getting everyone ready for the holidays. Thank you for your time today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Claire.
All right, we are going to take a quick break. Actually, we're going to check in with Mickey Ferguson right now for our First Alert forecast.